My mom and I immigrated to the US in 1997. She met my stepdad through an international dating service. My life in America was never hard, so to speak. My mom always told me, and my sister growing up, that times were tough. As a kid I never knew what it meant. My childhood was filled with the word no. As a kid you're gonna want toys, and to go do things with friends. My mom always said no. And if I asked my stepdad, all he would say was, "Go ask your mama," which always lead to a no. Now I'll say this, I was never starved, I was given what I was needed growing up, but it was always bottom of the barrel. I remember I asked my mom for a pair of Nikes once, and I really mean once. They were $65.99 and my mom looked at me and said, "You're so greedy. You are so ungrateful for what you have. Your family back home could never afford nice shoes like that. Don't ever ask me for shoes like that again." Until I got my first job I wore Walmart and Kmart. My mom had it drilled into my head that me asking for things that any kid would ask for was wrong, that the family back home had it so bad that I would be doing them an injustice for having clothes, or toys, or video games when they couldn't. A side note that is important: when I came to America initially, my mom and stepdad did not want me to start school a year late, so I brain dumped Spanish and learned English. It was not until last year, 2022, that I really started taking initiative to learn Spanish. Also, a side note about my parents: they have separate bank accounts. My stepdad claims that his money is his, and my mom money is hers. This will become relevant. Also, my mom would never pay for a ticket for me to visit our home country, because she said it was too expensive and that I didn't speak Spanish anyway. I got to the point to where I was very fluent in conversational Spanish. My original plan was to surprise my mom. I practiced by getting in touch with family members back in our home country. I was talking to one of my cousins, and I asked her how her day was. She said it was okay, but she was waiting for the wire from my mom. At first, I thought that was some sort of slang that I was not familiar with, so I asked her to clarify what she meant. She then tells me that she was waiting for my mom to send $800 down to them, that they were waiting at a Western Union for a MoneyGram to come in. At first I am thinking something is wrong. I offer to help. My cousin says, "No, your mom does this every month." I asked again if something was wrong. My cousin said no, so then I asked how long has my mom been doing this. She said since 1999. I asked her, is it always $800? My cousin explains that every month is a little different, but it's always been $600 a month. I said alright and called my mom. I told her that our cousin told me about the money you've been sending down there every month since 1999. She said, yeah, it's for your grandmother medicines. I called her out. No, it's not. You send them money because you feel guilty about living in America, and they can't. So you send them money every month, and they spend it on the same things. You have told me I wasn't allowed to because I was greedy. I told her that during that conversation I asked my cousin what type of clothes and shoes they wear. They said all the name brands that I was never allowed to look at. They took vacations on my mom's dime to Brazil, Peru, and Puerto Rico, while I missed every single school field trip that required money. I got a job at 14 so I could help with groceries and buy my own clothes, because I felt that I was costing my mom too much money. I explained that according to them she would send at least $600 a month down there. That would mean she has sent over $170K. I told her she could have helped me and my sister get through college, but instead we had to take the student loan route. I asked her this question: is the reason you never bought me and my sister tickets to go visit was because you didn't want us to see the truth? Her reply: I brought you to America, you had it better than all of them, you're just ungrateful. I said, no, I just don't feel guilty about being here. If they really wanted to come here they should have used the $170K you sent them. If you have made it this far you might be wondering, where is my stepdad in all this? His belief is, if the conversation is about money, that is not his, then it's not his problem. It was never about the clothes or the shoes. I just felt so betrayed because I wanted to experience what other kids around me experienced. Not everything, but some things. As a kid I was made to feel terrible for wanting anything because I supposedly had it better. I handed my mom my paychecks for years thinking times were just too tough, just to find out that I had nothing to feel guilty about. I feel like my childhood was taken away from me because I wanted all the things a normal kid asked for.